Welcome back to Jesse's Performance, everybody. Today we are filming from Steve Morse Engines here in Michigan. I brought the NASROD motor up to have it refreshened, so I'm going to get it tore down. We're going to see what these guys think about it, and we're going to get her freshened up and ready to go because I'm ready to tear it up this year. Let's go. Okay, as you see, we are inside Steve's shop. He lent me this area here to get this thing stripped down and put on this engine stand, and Kyle's let me borrow his toolbox here. So first things first, I got to get this clutch and motor plate off of this thing so we can get it on a stand. I brought it just how it came out of the car. Kyle took it out of the car, put it on this pallet, and I got in and drove here. I wanted to have everything here just like it is, so that way when I tear it apart here in this clean environment, I can see if I see anything going on or any mistakes we've made or just any craziness. I'm in a different element with fresh eyes, so I'll be able to see it. So I want to put my phone here on the tripod and get this thing torn apart. All right, so I got the clutch and flywheel tore off it in the plate, and we got it up on a stand. Now we're in their disassembly area. Apparently this is where they like to keep all the dirty stuff. Makes sense. So we're gonna get going on tearing this thing apart. All right, so we got it all torn down, and literally nothing, no damage, nothing. Minimal wear on everything. All the bearings and stuff look good. The pistons are good. The rods are just great. Rod bearings are just starting to go through the coating, so they're good to go. The rings have done their job. They're still good. They're just wore, so we're gonna replace those. The camshaft is good. Let's see here. So literally, other than the push rod tips, which have been that way for probably a couple of years now, I just didn't know it. Everything else is good to go. So we'll put some rings in it, put some bearings in it, put a hone on it, slap her together, and send her home. All right, so now that we got the heads off of it, we can really see what this thing's about inside here. The bores, the cylinders look good on both sides. Steve came over and looked at a couple things. All the lifters look good. All that stuff looks good. We did burn up a couple of these exhaust push rod tips. Let's see here. You can see that. It's hard to see. I think that was early on when we were still using the Brad pen and we had oil pressure issues. And that did, it did tear up the ball end. There we go, of these guys. So we'll have to replace a couple tips. No big deal. But everything else is looking really good on this deal. All right, everybody. Today is day 2 here at Steve Morse Engines. Yesterday we got the NASROD motor tore apart, inspected, cleaned, started some machine work, got the cam spec'd out, make sure all that stuff was good, the cam was good to go, got the valve springs tested, make sure all that was good to go. So today we are focusing on assembly and cleaning up a few more pieces so we can get this thing back home and back in the NASROD. All right, here it is, fresh from getting the machine work done. Got a fresh line hone on it. Touch honed the cylinders just to put a good crosshatch for the rings to seal up. Kyle says he wants to do a little deburring on this aluminum stuff because it's some sharp edges. It'll just help with the oil return, and then we're gonna get assembling this bad boy so we can get it together and get home. All right, we're wrapping up day 2 here at Steve Morse Engines. We have the NASROD short block all back together, ready to put the top in and camshaft in it tomorrow morning. So I'm excited. All right, day 3 here at Steve's place. Kyle got a jump start on me this morning because I had to get moved out of my motel room, but looks like he got the cam in. Timing set up, and I brought a new rear cover, so Kyle's getting that put on, and then we're just going to keep trucking along on this thing and get her done. Got the lifters soaking, got all the head studs ready, all the valve train stuff is ready to go, cylinder heads ready to go, getting the oil pan on it, getting the bottom end of it buttoned up right now. We'll roll it over, we'll get the head studs and heads on it, get a couple other things checked out and package it up and send it home. All right, so I'm over here at the lathe. We have the valves out of the heads. These are the intake valves. The exhaust valves already got done. They were really crusty. They had a lot of carbon and stuff. I mean, 4 years of buildup, right? So the intake ones aren't bad because obviously they just run, you know, they just get hot and kind of burn the oil off the backside. So I'm going to turn the lathe on, we turn them up, hit them with some emery cloth, hit them with some Scotch-Brite, and they look like this here. They don't have to look like brand new, but I wanted to make sure we got all the carbon off of it, just so it's got a fresh chance going back together here. Just like this here. All right, so I got all my valves cleaned up. Kyle's got the heads up here on ready to go. We're gonna lap the valves in and just check valve job on it. And then we have the old springs, retainers and keepers out of it. We're gonna use their nifty, they got a spring dyno here. We're gonna put them in there and just kind of see the condition of what they are, so we know if, you know, we can keep running them like as long as we have, or if we're gonna need to change the intervals. So pretty exciting stuff.
This is not going to be the final installed height. This is just the first installed height that I measured. We can go back and change this in the program, and it will automatically auto-populate all of these values in here. But you can see even at, you know, 211 pounds on the seat, we've only got an 8-pound spread on our intake, a 6-pound spread on our exhaust. So that's less than like 4 or 5% spread between all the valve springs, which is plenty good. So we're gonna go ahead and set up our real installed height and then recheck them again and send it probably. What do you think, Jesse?
Look, man, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, so now we got the heads in the machine. We're gonna cut some O-ring grooves for the exhaust, because I'm tired of having exhaust gaskets fail, and with the new pipes I'm getting, the factory style gaskets will not work. All right, so here we have the NASROD heads all assembled, all ready to go. We got these O-ring grooves cut for our exhaust O-rings, which I'm super excited about. 2.5 inch OD. Valves are in, valves are lapped. Valve job is all perfect, just how we want it. Look at those bad boys. Whew, man. These things ain't no joke right here. All right, everybody. Kyle and I, well, mostly Kyle, got this thing finished up. I did a bunch of things wrong, like putting the lifters in the wrong holes and not tightening down the head studs all the way, and you know, just a bunch of stuff we had to work backwards on. But it's together as far as I'm going to get it together today. I do have the oil pump and some timing components and a motor plate and stuff yet, but I think I'm going to mount it differently in the car. And doing so, I'm gonna have to change all that anyway, so I'm not even gonna waste my time or these guys' time or be in their way anymore messing with that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up, put it on a pallet, get it loaded up, and get the hell out of here. All right, y'all, after a long week of traveling and being at Steve's place, I am finally home. I had a great time. It's always a good time hanging out with Steve and Kyle and Not So Average Joe and the boys. Huge shout out to them for being so welcoming. They always are great people to be around, and they're an inspiration with their work ethic and everything. So that's it for this video. I appreciate y'all watching. Please stay tuned for the next video and more videos of the NASROD and this badass engine. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bells, do all that stuff. Support us small guys, because we're trying to make it too. All right, guys, bye.